Its first appearance on TV was back in 2005. American Dad has developed from being just another family sitcom with a slightly politically ironic bent to become one of the most exciting comedy shows on TV. Let's get straight into the top 10 facts of American Dad. Number 10. It was meant to be a replacement for Family Guy. One common complaint aimed against American Dad, at least early on in its run, was that it is very similar to Family Guy. They're certainly the same sitcom models and Seth MacFarlane's personal inflictions, but the shows are pretty much distinct. While this could have been a lot worse to Fox, American Dad was intended to be a replacement for Family Guy. Number 9. The very first episode of American Dad is also the most watched. The show premiered on February 6, 2005 after Super Bowl 39. The episode was viewed by 15.1 million viewers, which is very low compared to other shows that have aired after the Super Bowl. The next new episode of American Dad would not air for another 3 months. Number 8. The character Klaus the fish was originally going to be of French origin and his name would have been Francois. That all changed when D. Bradley Baker auditioned for the role. Baker admitted that his French was not very good, but did promise that he spoke German very well. The producers allowed his tryout using his German speaking skills. They ended up loving his performance and changing the identity of the character. Number 7. During early development stages of American Dad, the character Steve was portrayed to be more geeky and awkward. The character was originally going to be voiced by Ricky Blitz. Once the voice actor was replaced by Scott Grimes, the animators made him more attractive than he was originally meant to be. But I mean, they didn't really make that much of a difference.
Well, I can't argue with the lines this creates.
It's dick-off time!
What?
Number 6. The actors who voiced the characters for American Dad do not record the episodes together. They demand on filming their parts separately because the actors get along so well with each other that when they are together they tend to talk about unrelated things than work and end up not getting anything accomplished. Seth MacFarlane has recruited his sister to be Haley. Number 5. It's born out of the 2000 election. Although it first released in 2005, American Dad had existed as a concept since many years before. When Bush won the 2000 election, Seth MacFarlane and Matt Wiseman were far from happy. With McFarlane's star ever rising, a few years later he had the power to actually turn this idea into reality. Number 4. The original plan for Roger. Nowadays, Roger is a symbol of just how unrestrained American Dad can be. But early on, writers felt they'd written themselves in a corner. Originally imagined as a housebound fugitive, it soon became apparent that an Area 51 escapee would just be too much fun to confine. From this whole idea, Roger's various characters was born and the show was permanently changed.
Shorts. Sure.
Number 3. There was multiple Underdog Production logos. If you're the sort of person who doesn't immediately change the channel the moment the credits roll, then you'll be very familiar with the Underdog Productions card, a subgroup of Fuzzy Door Productions made specifically to produce American Dad. Their post-credits titles card features a security guard named Pena, who used to work at the studio, saying,
"Bye-bye, see you soon."
Number 2. Writers listen to music for ideas. American Dad's gone pretty ridiculous. You just wonder where it all comes from. Mike Barker, series creator and showrunner up until the recent season 11, has revealed many of his ideas come from listening music for inspiration. And for the number 1 fact, Seth MacFarlane didn't understand it. Even though he's just the face of most commonly associated with the show, for the initial part of its run, Seth MacFarlane didn't get American Dad at all. He played a big part in getting it off the ground, but with Family Guy back from the cancellation, he put most of his effort into Family Guy. Fellow creators Mike Barker and Matt Wiseman were likewise unsure of what the show's unique voice was, but as the showrunners, they were the ones who had actually discovered it. By the time it was entering the 3rd season, it became apparent that the show would be a lot weirder than originally envisioned, with Roger in particular becoming more of a creative character. This excited McFarlane, with his involvement actually increasing over time.
The things I would do to you.
That's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and here's some other videos you guys can watch.